Think of the last reel, short, or TikTok video that you shared with your friends. What exactly made you share that specific video? Was it because it was funny? Was it because it was informative and practical? Or was it because it made you look intelligent or smart? What makes a reel interesting, epic, and shareable? Regardless of whether or not you know the answers to these questions, there is a psychology at work behind why you choose to share that specific video to your friends. Some things are inherently contagious. They catch on like wildfires and spread through the community faster than others and create a commotion around it. What are the components that make a specific message, product, or story go viral? That is the question this book, Contagious, written by Jonah Berger, tries to answer. Hi guys, Jakin here with another video. If you're new here, we talk about entrepreneurship, business management, self-improvement, book reviews, and more. Consider subscribing if you're into such topics. And without further ado, let's jump right in. This book provides 6 different reasons as to why things catch on and become a conversation piece, or in other words, contagious. I have chosen 3 of the 6 reasons, and by the end of this video, you will know exactly how word of mouth and social transmission work and how you can leverage them to make your products and ideas succeed. Alright, number 1 is social currency. What does social currency mean exactly? It means that people share things that make them look good to others. Why on earth would you share something that will degrade you, that will make you look like a fool? Think of all the Instagram posts that you have posted over the years. You most likely posted pictures where you are on the plane traveling, or with your friends having a good time, or about a book that you have read recently, or even a shirtless picture flexing your muscles. And what do these pictures all have in common? If you think about it, it's that all of them uphold your social currency. Traveling shows how wealthy you are and how exciting your life is. Hanging out with cool friends show your social status and signal confidence. Books can show off your intelligence or your relentless pursuit for knowledge. Shirtless picture with your muscles bulging can show your manliness and perhaps your disciplined, healthy lifestyle. So, using this philosophy, if your message or product can make the person look good to others, it automatically makes it more shareable. It seems like a simple fact, but it's one of the key drivers of success. Think of all the products you are using right now. Of course, many of them were purchased simply for their practicality, but I can guarantee that many of them are there to make you look good to others. Using an iPhone, wearing that Nike shoes, buying that humongous house, rocking that specific hairstyle and makeup all signal some kind of message to the outside world, such as I am wealthy, I am cool, I am hippie, I am intelligent, etc., etc. So make sure your products signal positive social currency and people will automatically gravitate towards them. All right, number 2 is triggers. What does the author mean by triggers? Simply put, it's about connecting your message or product to everyday things and environment. A simple example would be Nike. Nike has associated themselves with sports, Olympics, Olympians, athletes, and every sports categories you can imagine. Many people watch sports every day, and each time you watch a great athlete, most likely he or she is wearing or will eventually wear something made by Nike. By associating Nike with sports, everyone is consciously or subconsciously reminded of their brand each time you watch a soccer game or NBA or any other sports-related activities or athletes. Let's imagine that Nike chose a different path, perhaps. Instead of associating their brand with sports, let's say they chose to associate their brand with something very exclusive and out of the ordinary, like, let's say, opera singers. Nothing against opera singers, of course, but compared to sports, they are much less likely to be encountered by many people on a daily basis. So, in consequence, there are not sufficient triggers that would keep people's mind and thoughts focused on their brand or product. The book says top of mind means tip of tongue. As long as people keep on talking about your product will inevitably be on their mind. And how do you make them keep talking about your product? By using triggers. It's easy to find brands and companies using this exact strategy. What does martial art trigger? Monster's energy drink. How about chicken? Perhaps KFC. What about Christmas? Carols and Christmas trees. Extreme activity and sport? GoPro. And on and on. All right. The third thing that makes your message contagious is emotion. Simply knowing facts and stats rarely move people to share it with others. But people love sharing when they feel something, when their emotion is evoked. But as we know, there are many types of emotions. Does feeling any emotion move us to share things with others, or are there specific types of emotions that make us likely to share more than others? The book categorizes the emotions into two separate categories: high arousal versus low arousal. High arousal emotions, whether positive or negative, often drive people to action, whereas low arousal emotions does not. Examples of high arousal emotions are awe, excitement, amusement, humor, anger, and anxiety. And examples of low arousal emotions are contentment, sadness, boredom, loneliness, etc. So, if you want to make people share your message, make your audience excited, amused, angry, or anxious. Make them laugh and think it's the funniest thing they have heard or seen. This is why politicians are excellent at provoking the emotions of people and making them, or rather manipulating their emotions to care about their cause. I think now more than ever, the US is divided between the political parties simply because many of the issues at hand provoke strong emotion. It doesn't matter if they are negative or, positive emotions, as long as they are high arousal emotions. How dare they let those aliens into our country? How dare they discriminate against the LGBTQ community, or how dare they allow abortion, or how dare they control women's body, and on and on. As you can see, politicians are experts at provoking our emotions, and we end up sharing their messages like crazy. So, if you want your product or message shared and to go viral, make sure you are provoking their high arousal emotions. All right, there are 3 more valuable lessons in this book, and if you're interested in this book, I think this book is a must read for those that are interested in business and marketing, or even for content creators like us. Being able to create content that is contagious is one of the most important skills one can possess in the modern society, and this book shows a very effective strategy in achieving that goal. So, if you're interested in this book, the link is in the description below. All right, that's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I made a similar book review called Made to Stick, but that book tackles this same issue from a different perspective. So if you're interested in that video, please click here. All right, please like and subscribe, and see you in my next video.